Chapter 61-65. Before Peter appeared in the antique street, more and more collectors came to collect the Northern Song Dynasty bronze Buddhas at the door. In a short time, more than a dozen Tibetan friends gathered outside the store. Since Peter only left 10 numbers, the remaining people one after another left in disappointment after seeing that they could no longer get the numbers. Among the 10 people who had gotten the numbers, except for the number 1, the other people were also anxious. The message posted by the seller online was that the price of 20 million was non-negotiable and it was first come, first served. If the first person bought it directly, then the other 9 people would also have made a trip in vain. However, if the seller holds a small auction on the spot, the other 9 people will have a chance. But in this case, the profit will become thinner and thinner with the continuous bidding. If they originally paid 20 million, they are confident that they would earn a few million. But if they have to add more and more to the amount, then this collection will become useless. If you don't want it, it will be a waste of time. If you want it, you won't make much money on this trip. And it's not certain when it will be cashed out. After all, it's more than 20 million in funds. If it lasts for a long time, it will be a disguised loss of money. People in the antique street were also surprised at this time. Many people don't understand why there are so many people waiting in front of Peter's store. The vendor who specially informed manager Chen was no longer in the mood to set up a stall at this moment. All his attention was focused on Peter's shop. Seeing so many people waiting at the door, he felt more and more like something was wrong. Something's not right. He reported the situation to manager Chen, who just asked him to continue to pay attention. The key point was to wait and see what would happen after Peter met these people. At the same time, Charlie and Claire had already taken out Jacob and Elaine to the airport. After waving goodbye to the 2 people at the security checkpoint, Charlie drove Claire to the company. After passing the security check and customs, Jacob and Elaine came to the first-class lounge, happily waiting for the prompts to board the plane. Jacob, who was sitting on the sofa, didn't forget to take out his phone and browse the video from yesterday. His main concern is the comment area because yesterday he posted a comment in the comment area, in which he said that Liang Yun was deceived. In addition, he also reminded all local antique lovers in the city not to get cheated like Liang Yun. They shouldn't buy things from here because this person's vision is really bad and his professional ability is very poor. This comment received many likes and replies. Many people thanked him for the information he shared, and some also made sarcastic comments about Liang Yun. Whenever he saw someone mocking Liang Yun, Jacob would smile from ear to ear. This was both a relief and excitement for him. At the same time, Warnia left home early in the morning and took her car to the Song Group. On the way, she randomly viewed a few short videos and happened to come across the video that manager Chen spent money to promote. When she saw that the antique shop's video was popular, she watched the entire video intently. After watching it, her impression of manager Chen changed a lot. In fact, she also knows very well that the antique shop's current performance is getting worse and worse, which may have a lot to do with manager Chen's poor personal ability. However, she is now in charge of the Song Group, which has a market value of more than 100 billion yuan. She really does not have the extra energy to inquire about the antique shop's business. Therefore, in her opinion, as long as the antique shop does not suffer too much loss, or don't take it seriously, the reputation she had worked so hard to build is ruined. And she was unwilling to make major changes to the current operating conditions of this antique business. This mentality is the same as Jemima begging her father to maintain the snack street in Hong Kong, mainly for the sake of sentiment. Now that she saw that manager Chen did have a few brushes, she was relieved. After watching the video, she couldn't help but click on the comments, and found that most people in the comments were praising the professionalism of the manager of the antique shop, and also praising the old signature of the antique shop, which is indeed unrivaled in Oris Hill. Immediately afterward, she saw the video comment posted by Jacob. When she saw the words Zhu Liangyun, she couldn't help but feel a little surprised. She didn't expect that Liangyun, who was fired by her for offending Charlie, would come back. She subconsciously sent Charlie a message, the content of which was, Master Wade, I just browsed the short video and found that Zhu Liangyun, the former manager of my antique shop, he has returned to Aurus Hill. He had offended you and your father-in-law at that time. Do you want me to do anything about it? For Warnia, everything she has today depends on Charlie. Although she doesn't want to be the kind of villain who squeezes others. But when she thinks about Charlie, she might still have feelings for him. She was dissatisfied, so she made the decision without hesitation. As long as Charlie didn't want to see Liangyun, she would let him leave Aurus Hill. Charlie was walking to the parking lot at this time. When he received Warnia's message, he immediately replied, I am not a petty person, and I have never said that I will not let him return to Aurus Hill. If he wants to come back, he will come back. No one should interfere. When Warnia saw this message, she immediately realized that she was thinking too little about Charlie. So she quickly replied, I'm sorry, Master Wade, I have a small mind. Don't worry, I will never interfere with him in any way. Charlie replied, no need to say sorry, after all, you also want to share my worries. When Charlie told Warnia not to interfere in any way with Peter, carrying a shoulder bag, he came out of the hotel and walked to the antique street, preparing to open the door of his shop. When he was still 200 or 300 meters away from the treasure shop, he was stopped by the vendor. Oh, Manager Zhu, why did you come so late? Peter smiled and said, isn't it too late? Don't all the shops on Antique Street open late? The vendor said, there have been people waiting in front of your store for a long time. And there are quite a lot of them. As he said that, he deliberately moved closer and asked, gossiping, Manager Zhu, are all those people looking to buy something? Peter felt that the other party seemed to be paying special attention to him. And he probably had no good intentions, but he did not hide it and said frankly, yes, I received something yesterday and wanted to make a move quickly. They posted the information online. They should all be here to see something. After that, he waved his hand and said, let's not talk anymore. I will go over and take a look. I shouldn't let people wait too long. The vendor said quickly, don't worry, Manager Zhu. I have something to ask you. I wonder if you can give me a favor?